Have you ever noticed how many of our favorite Christmas movies promote democratic socialism and showcase the evils of predatory capitalism? Of course you have, because you're an intelligent observer, right? Take the granddaddy of them all, A Christmas Carol, and its many variants. The central character, Ebenezer Scrooge, is the epitome of predatory capitalism, exploiting labor, eschewing charity, and denying health care, and accumulating far more wealth than he can ever use. Fortunately, he's awokened by the three ghosts and does an abrupt about-face. And even after all his wild spending with the implied promise of future largesse, he's still fabulously wealthy. Everybody wins. Then there's It's a Wonderful Life. Once again, the villain, Mr. Potter, is a rotten capitalist who, through perfectly legal means, manages to acquire almost the entire town of Bedford Falls. Only George Bailey and his run-down building and loan stand against Potter and his nativist prejudices. Why do Potter's rants against a lazy rabble and a bunch of garlic eaters sound so familiar? In the end, it's the little people acting in unison who save George, not the bumbling intervention of Clarence the Angel. Probably the most politically relevant of the holiday films is Meet John Doe. The central plot features media manipulation that perfectly forecasts Fox News, OAN, and Truth Social, and puts a down-on-his-luck Bush League pitcher, Long John Willoughby, against wealthy wannabe dictator D.B. Norton, who proclaims the American people need an iron hand. Can anyone fail to see Norton and one of our leading political candidates are cut from the same cloth? In the end, once again, it's the little punks who make up the John Doe clubs Willoughby inspires who save the day. Two lesser-known classic Christmas films follow the same trend. The first is The Bishop's Wife, with Cary Grant as a charming, no-nonsense angel sent to get Bishop David Niven back on the proper path. Though the chaste romance between Dudley the Angel and the Bishop's Wife is the focus of the film, the central conflict features a wealthy widow who's funding a cathedral Niven wants to build. Her Scrooge-like conversion by Dudley sends the message that concern for our fellows is far more central to Christianity than great stone edifices. Finally, there's my favorite of the bunch, Holiday. Cary Grant stars again, but there's no supernatural element this time. He's a young man who, having worked hard and made a success in the world of finance, has decided to take his winnings and go on an extended holiday, to live while I'm young and work when I'm old. Unfortunately, both his filthy rich future father-in-law and his fiancée see his rejection of the single-minded mania to accumulate capital as un-American. Mention is also made of being able to accumulate money even faster, quote, if we had the right kind of government, end quote. The reference to Nazi Germany is unmistakable. Fortunately for our hero, an alternative romance flowers with his fiancée, slightly older Bohemian sister. It should be noted these films were all made in the 1930s and 40s when the evils of unrestricted capitalism, exposed by the Great Depression, were still fresh on everyone's mind. When the 1950s rolled around with conservatives back in power, they quickly turned their ire on Hollywood and, through a series of witch hunts, demonized and purged many of the artists who had created the films, aided and abetted by quislings and cowards in the Hollywood ranks like John Wayne and Ronald Reagan. But these films refuse to die. They return each year like Marley's ghost, seeking to remind us of our better nature and inspire us to once again reject the fascists, corporatists, and robber barons who continually try to enslave us. Happy holidays.